You are the only one playing the lead role in your life story, so how's your performance so far? Believing that each and every one of us is one choice away from changing our lives has given me strength to really make changes in my life, but I'm still not there. The same question I keep asking again and again. If people are unhappy with their current situation, can they change it? I had a lot of jobs before the privilege of working as a content creator. One that helped shape me into the person I am today was working in New York City as a case manager. Working with youth offenders around their education, employment, and home environment was where most of my time was spent. I worked with male population ages 16 to 21, and none of these guys came from the greatest of circumstances. My dad runs a halfway home in Brooklyn, New York called the St. Francis House, where I was living during this time. I moved there at the age of 18, the day after graduating high school, but that's a whole other story. The understanding of human dignity was front and center, and the house taught me more about people than I could have ever imagined. Almost a decade later, it's still teaching me really important lessons, but the most important lesson is actually the answer to this question. If people are unhappy with their current situation, they can change it. Which leads to the next question: will they change it? As a content creator, using my talents to emphasize human themes through film is how I choose to plant the seeds of empowering others. No matter the project or the budget, the goal is almost always the same: allow people to experience love and reflect and learn from what they are experiencing. The hope is that by the end, they're changed in some way for the better. And after they're changed, they seek to introduce this change to others, not from a place of pride, but from a place of love. The subjects vary, the overall content is different from project to project. However, these themes of who am I, what do I stand for, and where is my place in the world are foundational to the mind and soul. By asking these questions, the iChoose vision is born. Create a series of short films that highlight individuals who have triumphantly overcome a challenge by making a single positive choice was the goal. Ranging in length, the films are shared via social where anyone in the world can watch, learn, and experience the greatest of truths. No matter what you're going through, you're not alone, you are important, and you have a purpose. I Choose Hope focused around addiction, specifically opioids, becoming the pilot for the series. Originally, we waited to share I Choose Hope. We wanted to have a few other films complete before releasing Hope to the world, so through word of mouth we began developing relationships with people who had a story to share and others who believed in the project. We landed letters of intent from some amazing celebrities and even filmed sports announcer Kevin Nagandi at ESPN Studios in Connecticut about the choice that got him on every television in the United States, every day, talking about what he loved most, sports. But plans change, and I needed to make a choice. There were two major factors leading to the release of I Choose Hope. The first being that I was cyberstalking Gary Vaynerchuk for a while in the hopes to have him part of the series. I'm in New York, he's in New York. I'm a fan of what he's putting out online, and I've learned a lot from his content. I knew that we could bring value to his brand through the iChoose platform, and obviously he would blow it up to a level we wanted much faster than we could without him. It's a perfect fit. So after sharing some information with someone working at VaynerMedia in December of 2017, then becoming connected via LinkedIn, 4 months later on April 24th, 2018, this happened. A post from Gary Vaynerchuk on LinkedIn with a beautiful picture of his smiling face with the words, "I choose optimism, because if I choose to be pessimistic, it's over before it starts." With my heart in my throat, I tweeted it. Michael Campo, April 24th, 2018. Did the iChoose.1 campaign get the attention of Gary V? We'd really be super grateful to have you part of the series, Gary. I posted it via Facebook, LinkedIn, and any other social media outlets available on my personal and professional pages. What else could I do? Reaching out to my connected contact who worked for Vayner, all I heard back was the sound of crickets in my bedroom workspace. But thanks to Gary's thoughts around not expecting anything from anyone and execute, I wasn't too disappointed with the lack of response. No one owed me anything, and let's be real, Gary's well is so deep that what I was offering might equal a glass of water in comparison, so I decided to share I Choose Hope with the world, and then let the market decide. The second reason we decided to share I Choose Hope is even more important and very personal. Eddie from the film shared information about a close friend of his who had overdosed after being sober for some time. Now, we're not crazy filmmakers, but we are optimists here at Camp Campo, and thinking about it over and over and over again, we asked this question. Was it possible that the film may have in some way helped that person in their situation at that time? Could the film potentially help others struggling with addiction? After having an opportunity to screen the film at a drug rehabilitation center in West Hampton Beach, New York, the answer we agreed upon was yes. It is. It is possible that the hope of our short film may have influenced that person and could potentially affect others suffering, and so that was that. On September 20th, 2018, we uploaded I Choose Hope on the newly created iChooseSeries Facebook and Instagram page, and after 30,000 plus views, both social platforms continue to grow an organic following every single day. Most interestingly, what followed the release was the amount of people who were affected by Eddie's vulnerability. These individuals were not only moved, but they wanted to share their story. That's where that Gary V hookup would have definitely come in handy. We still need a ton of support, so anyone who hears this, if you know someone, hook it up. Introductions to brands and potential investors for the project and future projects was kind of the goal, so that we can continue doing the projects that we wanted to do. However, since we didn't have the funds we needed to visit everyone who had a story to share, it was time to do what we do best: get creative. We decided to conduct Facebook and Instagram live shows with anyone and everyone who had a story to tell and wanted to tell it. 20 plus episodes in, these live shows have been turned into memes, short pieces of digital inspiration, and a podcast that you're listening to right now that have continued to grow the platform and inspire the lives of those in the community being built. We don't screen any of our guests, and the only rule followed is staying true to your authentic story. Almost a year later, we're starting to see the iChoose community interact with one another through the Facebook and Instagram platforms. Strangers sharing hope, empathy, kindness, and compassion with one another. Individuals reaching out and getting answers, and not just when it comes to the topic of addiction. The conversations have opened up the doors to exploring so many more important issues most people are struggling with. Stress, anxiety, weight loss transformation, sobriety, suicide prevention are just a few of the many themes explored during the live conversations via the iChooseSeries platform. Live on a weekly basis, the vulnerability and authenticity is inspiration in itself and a true confirmation of the mission, reminding people that they are in charge of how their life turns out, and if they don't like where it's heading, then f***ing change it. None of us are alone in this. We're all suffering, and no matter what your battles are, yes, you have the power to change your circumstances. Need help understanding this? Read Man's Search for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl, then get back to me. During all of this, I found myself looking in the mirror and reflecting on my own decisions thus far. As a husband, a father, a content creator, choosing to be the person you were born to be rather than the person the world says you are is a conversation we need to be having more and more. Growing up, we're labeled, and we label others. Labels can sometimes become truth, and knowingly or unknowingly, we become what we are told to be, rather than who we were born to be. I Choose is about asking who we are, rather than reading the label. It's a reminder that no matter what difficulties you're facing in life, we have a choice in the matter, and at the very least, in the worst conditions, we still choose how to interpret the situation. And that's powerful. We're excited to announce the iChooseSeries is now the iChoose Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit organization created to educate and inspire through short film productions like I Choose Hope, as well as working with other nonprofits to support their content needs. So what's next? I Choose Joy. I Choose Joy is the next cinematic production in the iChooseSeries and is focused around the power of faith and family. After finding his 15-month-old daughter lifeless at the bottom of a swimming pool, Matthew refuses to give up hope and subsequently changes the mind of God. Interested in supporting the next short production? Make a donation through the website. Once we have reached our goal, we will book tickets and begin production on Joy. Interested in learning more about the long-term goals of the organization? Please reach out directly via the www.ichoosefoundation.org website, and let's chat. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you like the podcast and you like what we're doing at the iChoose Foundation, please share the podcast, share the Facebook, share the Instagram, and let's change each other's lives one choice at a time.